Hello, my name is Smilja Bagarić. I'm working at Croatian Institute of Public Health, and I will give you a presentation about new psychoactive substances. So I will share a screen. A new psychoactive substance is defined as a new narcotic or psychotropic drug in pure form or in preparation that is not controlled by the United Nations drug conventions, but which may pose a public health threat comparable to that posed by substances listed in these conventions. New psychoactive substances, so we have legal highs, research chemicals, food supplements, designer drugs, and medicines. They're all different forms of new psychoactive substances. For example, legal highs are marketed in bright and attractive packaging, sold openly in head or smart shops and online. Research chemicals are sold under the guise of being used for scientific research. They are sold openly online. Food supplements are sold under the guise of being food, and they are also sold openly in fitness shops and online. Designer drugs, such as MDMA or heroin, are produced in labs by organized crime, sold on illicit drug market by drug dealers. Medicines that are diverted from patients or illegal imported into Europe, sold on illicit drug market by drug dealers. So designer drugs such as ecstasy or heroin, users are mostly unaware that they are taking them. Legal highs sold openly, branded products sold on internet, in head shops, smart shops, and by street-level drug dealers. They are also called herbal highs, party pills, plant food, and so on. Research chemicals are largely sold online as zip-locked bags with with label chemical content, sometimes including elements of information on safety. Medicines diverted within EU or imported, and food supplements aimed as a lifestyle of users, sold on Amazon and eBay, for example. Few information about European drug situation 2020. By October 2020, the MCDDA was monitoring more than 820 new psychoactive substances that have appeared in Europe, in Europe's drug market since monitoring began in 1997. Since 2015, approximately 400 previously reported new psychoactive substances have been detected each year. In Europe, seizures of new psychoactive substances are typically dominated by synthetic cannabinoids and synthetic catechins. Synthetic cannabinoids, few words about synthetic cannabinoids. When they first appeared on the market in Europe around 2006, they were sold as a legal replacement for cannabis. They are herbal mixture that are advertised as exotic scents with a frequent remark that they are not for consumption. Cannabinoids are sprayed onto or mixed with herbal plant material or tobacco and smoked as a joint or inhaled. In recent years, there has been also an increase in e-liquid products with synthetic cannabinoids. Synthetic cannabinoids represent the largest group of substances currently monitored in Europe by the MCDDA. These products are typically sold by internet and in head shops. Regarding synthetic catechins, they are related to the parent compound catechol, one of the psychoactive principles in the plant cat. Most of the catechins are ingested, but these substances can also be injected. Suppliers of cathinone derivatives often mark them under various brand names as plant food, bath salts, or research chemicals, often with a printed warning that they are not for human consumption. These products are also typically sold by internet or in head shops. Regarding benzodiazepines, over the last few years, reports have indicated an increase in the number and type of new psychoactive substances benzodiazepine class, which are not scheduled under the international drug control laws. Some of these are sold as fake version of commonly prescribed medicines such as Xanax or diazepam. Others are sold online, sometimes under their own names, marked as a legal version of medicines. The MCDDA is currently monitoring 30 new benzodiazepines, 21 of which were first detected in Europe since 2015. Regarding new synthetic opioids pose a very high risk of poisoning to consumers. Since 2009, a total of 57 new synthetic opioids have been detected on European drug market, including 8 reported for the first time in 2019. You can see an image here that shows how much pure drugs is needed to make 10,000 doses regarding new drugs and so-called old drugs. What types of control are countries using? At the national level, the new drugs phenomenon has provoked a range of innovative legal responses towards controlling the open sale of these substances. Broadly speaking, 3 types of responses can be indicated. These responses are not necessarily mutually exclusive. Some countries have initiated more than one response. We have controls using consumer safety or medicines legislation. Using existing legislation to stop the open distribution of a new psychoactive substance requires little or no time to implement changes. Extending and adopting existing laws and process. This is an alternative response to the threat of new substances. Has been for countries to manage them under existing drug legislation through either modification or extension of these laws. And the most comprehensive response undertaken by European countries has been the introduction of new laws for new psychoactive substances. In the Republic of Croatia, since the dynamic of occurrence of new psychoactive substances has been very intensive in recent years, at the end of 2014, Croatia adopted a generic list of drugs which placed under legal control entire chemical compounds of new psychoactive substances, such as most common synthetic cannabinoids and synthetic cathinone, which have no legal application. Also, a new generic list of drugs was adopted in 2019. In order to regulate the issue of new psychoactive substances, an act on the amendments to the Drug Abuse Prevention Act was drafted in 2015. It proposes the introduction of the definition of new drugs, a temporary ban, structured monitoring of the phenomenon, and defining responsibilities of different authorities. A Drug Abuse Prevention Act draft was finalized in the first half of 2018, and the act of the amendments to the Drug Abuse Prevention Act was adopted in April 2019. So in 2019, 8 new psychoactive substances were discovered in Croatia in the form of herbal plant, powder, tablets, and traces in biological samples. As in other European countries, also in Croatia, the emergency emergence of new psychoactive substances reached its peak during 2014 and 15. Since 2005, a total of 118 MPS have been identified in Croatia, most of which belong to the group of synthetic cannabinoids or synthetic catechins. Also, online stores offer a wide range of products that contain new psychoactive substances, advertised as legal highs, research chemicals, supplements, and medications. You can see graph here, MPS in the Republic of Croatia since 2005 till 2019. The most common drugs are synthetic cannabinoids and synthetic catechins. Different services that provide care to addicts very rarely report MPS use or problems in the Republic of Croatia. In the frame of our early warning system of new psychoactive substances, some services for mental health and drug addiction prevention on several occasions reported unexpected or negative effects of MPS products, which their patients, mainly opioid users consumed. Croatian Public Health Institute, which is running a registry of persons treated for psychoactive drug abuse, in 2013 modified the questionnaire used for collection of data on clients in specialized drug treatment services. Questions related to use some of MPS were also included in its structure. So, in 2014, the first year in which data on selected MPS use was collected from the clients in drug treatment, 4 clients were registered for primary use of MPS, which referred to synthetic cannabinoids in all 4 cases. As regards to main secondary substance of use, fentanyl was reported in 1 case, methadone in 2 cases, and synthetic cannabinoids in 9 cases. In addition, fentanyl and methadone were reported as other secondary drug in 1 case each, while ketamine was reported in 2 cases. In 2019, 24 clients were registered for primary use of MPS, which refers to synthetic cannabinoids. As regards the main secondary substance of use, fentanyl was reported in 3 cases: primary heroin user and methadone in 1 case, primary heroin use. I would like to thank you, and if you had any additional question, please don't hesitate to contact me at my email address listed here. Thank you very much, and that's all from me. Bye.